Anton put a clown suit on Corey Holcomb. This is a 3-minute excerpt from that, the blow up. I want you to watch this, and then on the other side of that, I will interview Anton Daniels.
Male
What
do
you
to
try to-
America
I'm not-
to bring it down.
I'm not getting into that.
You
I'm not
dancing
getting into
around
that.
it.
No,
And
I'm
that's
not.
why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an
Corey,
ass kisser
Corey,
of
don't-
nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the
Will you
black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do. 'Cause
Nah,
see, ain't
homie,
nobody
let me
gonna
tell you something,
Ain't
homie.
nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
ain't nobody,
suck.
Yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck.
Do.
So fix
You doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck.
You
homie.
doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't
Believe me
do
when I
that.
tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So
Look, man, all Anton did, he matched the same energy. That's all he did. By me watching the whole live, he matched the same energy. That's all he did. Did Anton go a little too far by him saying that? Maybe. Was it the same thing of what Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniel said? Maybe. Corey Holcomb told him, "Oh, you suck. Oh, you kiss white mans. You know what?" Anton Daniel said, "You suck, black mans. You know what?" So that's what led to this heated debate and almost them like fight, like almost throwing hands. So, you know, that's what happened. And guys, they bought Jason Woodlock about to interview Anton Daniels, so that's why I'm reacting to this video. So basically, he basically going to explain what was going on during the debate. And guys, I want you guys to subscribe to my channel and put a like to my channel.
don't come at me
No,
with
no, no,
no
no.
sucky shit.
I'm gonna give you the same
Let's
energy
switch
you
seats.
give me.
Let's
Let's
switch
switch
seats.
it.
No.
Let's switch seats.
I'm putting the phone right down
Yo.
right now and going out back. I don't give a fuck about
No,
this shit.
sir.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
got a
You
question
running
for
your mouth.
Anton.
I don't do
You
no
doing
dick
this shit for
sucking
the
shit.
internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your
Homie,
time, no, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show
Anton,
you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you want to say Anton,
I'm saying,
listen, don't
I'm gonna let
disrespect me
you
like
finish.
that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you, but don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either.
And look, Corey Holcomb did all that because he probably thought that Anton Daniels was going to like back down, and you know what I'm saying, but he didn't realize that Anton had the same energy too. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody, you not gonna about to boss me up like that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, he said what he said, and Anton came back and said that. Like I said, if he did he go too far? Maybe, yeah. But at the end of the day, Corey Holcomb said what he said, and that's why he said what he said. So
Let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm gonna extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how
Don't
it.
call this his name.
I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get respect because you're not gonna do
Come at
shit.
me with that sucking
You're
shit
not
again.
gonna. You're not gonna.
Come at me with. Say I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go
I'll
out back
show you
right
who the
now.
Fuck I
We
am.
can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
look, you see, you see, and Anton was like, "Yo, let's go back there right now." So I mean, he didn't do nothing. So and guys, you could come and write your comment down below. And I know a lot of people might say, "Oh, Anton was, what I'm saying, Anton was, you know, was emotional, whatever." No, man, no, he wasn't. So
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Hey, homie,
No,
look,
it's just not respect.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Dolly, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two. Let me
But
tell you.
anyway, how would you describe him getting up out of his chair, switching chairs, trying to physically intimidate you and threaten you. And then he folded up just real quick. And I got to be honest with you, it kind of shocked me to see him fold that quick.
It didn't shock me because what people may not have been able to see is that he was shaking.
Mm.
Like he was shaking like a stripper, like trying to hold the mic shaking. And you can probably see it if you actually kind of look at it and zoom in. He was scared. And it was a defense mechanism. And so, when we were having a conversation, he was outwitted because I started talking a lot more intellectual about local voting and how that affects communities. And I know that he don't vote. I started talking about culture and the transatlantic slave trade, and he tried to box me in by saying, "But you black," and I said, "No, I'm a Christian first. I actually believe in Jesus." And so all of this type of conversation was going way over his head. And so what he would do is he would try to change the subject real fast and then go to another point, go to another point.
Because he did that because he didn't know. So that's why he was, what I'm saying. That's why he was going to. He would try to change the subject. That's what it was. He didn't know, and so I don't know why he didn't do his research.
And we couldn't stay on anything because he kept moving the goalposts as a defense mechanism as to not get embarrassed on his platform. And then, as expected, he threw an insult and said that I like to kiss, pardon my French, white people's ass, white men's ass. To which I then responded with the same energy, well, you like to suck black people's D, right? Now, some people would say, well, Anton, you took it too far, right? And you can make an argument for that, sure. But I also understood who I was talking to and how far he takes it on a regular basis. And I see him disrespecting people, and he had just disrespected me. And you can't, and the lesson there is you can't control how people respond when they disrespect you. You see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I could have been a bigger person, but I decided not to on that platform because I seen weakness in him, and I also wanted to expose him because he thinks he's a bully and he picks and chooses his targets, which I told him that also. So with him getting up and moving the chairs and all of that stuff,
If you know hand breaded, you bow. The Carolina legend is here.
I can't believe the sleep apnea pillow exists. Have you heard about Gorilla Ergo? It's the cutting edge ergonomic pillow that people.
nobody was fearful of it, and it wasn't about being tough or anything like that. But it was like, okay, well, let's just see how far it goes. Let's see how far the rabbit hole goes. And it really amounted to just one of those type of dogs that like to bark on the porch, but then when they actually step out there, when you remove the fence from it, and again, he was shaking and all of that stuff. When you remove the fence from it, it amounted to practically nothing. Even so much so to the point to where I said, listen, we don't even have to keep talking about it. We can go out back if you tough and we can figure it out back there. Because one thing that I'm not going to do, because I know that YouTube don't like fighting,
Mm.
they will demonetize you, they will penalize you. It can go really, really bad. So I'm not going to mess up his platform, and I'm not going to mess up my platform either. And so I'm like, well, listen, we could just go out back. We don't even have to cut the we don't have to cut the stream or anything like that. We can figure it out if you think you're tough. To which I already knew he wasn't going to do it. And he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He sat back down, he shook my hand, and then we continued the conversation. And at that point, I seen a weakness in him. And so I just proceeded to exploit him. I told him that he was scary, that he picks and chooses.
Yeah, that is true too. So Anton play that smart too because I know, yeah, if you do fight on YouTube and that happens on YouTube, they going to demonetize you. So Anton did play that well. That's why he said, "Oh, let's go to the back." You know what I mean? So he's not gonna, mess everything up just because what they told each other. You know what I mean? So, because you could lose everything like that. You know what I mean? So And that's the thing. That's what I like about Anton. He's a great businessman, and he is smart and intelligent, bro. He is, bro.
His targets, that he's hypocritical, that he was scared of Dave Chappelle. That's why he tiptoed around giving his opinion on a special. I told him that the people around him are yes men and they just tell him what he want to hear. And he doesn't have any real friends. And that's why he continues to alienate people. And so I was very candid and matter of fact. And I didn't pull any punches. And I told him exactly what he was. And once I seen that it was escalating more and then he started calling me out of my name again, I think that the intelligent thing to do at that point, because I had already made my point, was just to go ahead and walk away.
Yeah, I thought him folding up when you offered him the chance, hey, let's turn these cameras off and find out who we really are. Because
Yeah.
people with cameras, they perform.
Yeah.
And
And I
and
told
you
him that
said,
too.
yeah,
I told
yeah,
him, I said, you're doing this for the internet.
yes, yeah. Well, the cameras make everybody, and you, and I
Yeah, that is true. You could always play tough on camera. You could always lie on camera and etc. But the minute that you meet that person in real life, they're a different person. They're a different person. And and that's and this is why you always gotta be the way you portray yourself on camera, you gotta portray yourself on in real life. And Anton always say that you gotta be the same person you're on camera, you gotta be the same person in real life. You can't fake it. You can't fake it on camera and then be a different, you know what I'm saying? Be a whole completely different person in real life. It don't work that way. It just don't. So, you know, that's like it just
obviously I picked a side here, but I'm just being objective. Hey, let's turn these cameras off, and then we can get to the real truth. And
Yeah.
he had no interest in that. And
Yeah,
and
because anybody is tough. Everybody can bark loud.
yeah.
And it's not even about winning or losing. And I don't consider myself a tough guy. I corporate America, software engineer. I'm a father, married 21 years. Um, I don't have any children out of wedlock. I am, I go to church. So, I understand that people may not necessarily like the way that I say things because the truth is uncomfortable. And I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong. But at the same time, I also understood who I was talking to and how disrespectful he is. And so I wanted to see just
It is true what he said. The truth is uncomfortable because the minute that you accept the truth, you have to change your outcome. You have to. The minute that you accept the truth, you have to change the things that you don't want within yourself. So that's why a lot of people just don't like to accept the truth.
how disrespectful he can get and if he was able to back it up.
here was the other thing I found interesting. Why I find this important. This was important, and I know it was ghetto, and I know it was profane, and all of that. But someone had to go into that arena and take on that mentality.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's important because that mentality, the mentality that
I'm
he
sorry, Jason.
promotes,
I'm sorry,
the
Jason. My
the
cat.
mentality we temporarily, I think his camera changed angles or whatever, but someone had to take on that prison mentality. This is a 57-year-old man, Corey Holcomb,
Hmm.
that has a clear cut prison mentality and prison mindset, and that's pervasive.
Guys, sorry guys for pausing. Guys, let me know who was the wrong person. It, was it Corey Holcomb or was it Anton Daniels?
All throughout black culture, and it's popular over YouTube. And someone had to go into that arena and say, man, this is all a gimmick. This is someone intellectually limited who's not nearly as tough as he thinks he is. And so
Yeah.
there's part of me that on my Christian journey where I can't be profane. I don't like to use the N word. And
Mhm.
so I'm rooting you on and sitting there like, man, I wish I could. I just can't do it. And there's a part of me that it used to be back in the day I could have gone in there and went word for word and blah blah blah.
Yep.
But I do think what transpired and what you exposed, and I saw your post show stream, I think yesterday, where
Yep.
you were trying to encourage people and tell people, like, look, man, these people ain't what you think. They're not
They
as
aren't.
tough as you think. They're intellectually limited, and they're taking you straight to hell.
Yep. I don't think that any of these people, what we do in our community, and we don't have any real heroes for the culture, right? And I'm not saying that because my hero is Jesus, right? So I look at it from a completely different lens. Regardless of where I am in my journey, the person that I pedestalize, and the word is the word, it doesn't change, it has never changed. So I have a blueprint for what I think success should look like.
Hmm.
But we don't have any real examples as far as what we champion in the culture, and that's why I say that the culture is trash. We don't have any real people that we look up to. So we look up to comedians, we look up to athletes, we look up to rappers, we look up to actors, we look up to all of these people. And when you actually interact with them in real life, what you find is that everything about their life is not even a reflection of what they advocate for and what they really say.
That is true. That is true. I think a lot of people don't have the same mindset as the people that want to be successful in life. Because I think the minute that you change your life, let's say if you made mistakes in your life, you suffered, you went broke and stuff like that, you in a mass debt and you have to pay all that stuff back, you know, and then you want to change your mindset, you want to be successful in life. I just think that a lot of is a lot of people that don't have that mindset as to like to think different. You know, there's a lot of people that think like, what I'm saying? Like Anton. I think we kind of have the same, I would say, thinking, because a lot of things that I agree with Anton. So I just think, if that makes sense, I just think that a lot of people don't have that mindset. Because I think a lot of people is still stuck in the culture of, like, what I'm saying, living in the hood and stuff like that. They stuck in the bubble. I was stuck in the bubble too. But I had to, what I'm saying, take myself out of that. I had to think outside the box. I had to go out there. You know what I mean? Because all I knew was, what I'm saying, living in the hood and stuff like that. But, you know, so there's a lot of things I do agree with Anton. So, guys, you can let me know what you think. Who was wrong? Was it Anton Daniels or Karaoke? And guys, I want you guys to subscribe to my channel, put a like to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.